If you're trying to invest right now, but your bank balance stresses you out every time you open the app, stop. Not forever. But stop right now, because this is the part nobody explains, and it's why investing feels impossible for so many people. Most beginners don't fail at investing because they're bad with money. They fail because they skip one step that makes everything else collapse. And if you miss this, the whole plan fails. Let me guess where you're at. You've watched videos about investing. You've heard about stocks, ETFs, crypto, real estate. Pick your poison. You want to start. You know you should start. But your reality looks like this. Rent or mortgage takes most of your paycheck. Groceries are more expensive than they used to be. You've got credit cards, student loans, maybe a car payment. And every month feels tight. So when people say, just invest $500 a month, it feels insulting. Or unrealistic. Or like advice for someone with a completely different life. If that's you, you're not behind. You're just being told the wrong starting point. Here's the uncomfortable truth most finance channels don't say out loud. Investing is not step one. And when beginners treat it like step one, it actually makes their financial stress worse. This video is your reset. A clear, realistic roadmap for what actually needs to happen before you invest a single dollar. No hype. No flexing. No pretending it's easy. Just the real order of operations. The first thing you need before investing is not knowledge. It's not confidence. It's not even more income. It's stability. Most people try to build wealth on top of financial chaos. That's like trying to build a house on wet sand. Here's what instability looks like. Your account balance swings wildly every month. Unexpected expenses turn into credit card debt. You're one problem away from panic. When that's your reality, investing feels risky, not because investing is bad, but because your foundation is shaky. And here's the mistake people make. They think investing will fix the instability. It won't. In fact, it amplifies it. If your car breaks down and you don't have savings, you'll pull money out of investments at the worst possible time. If you lose a job, you'll sell when markets are down. If you're constantly stressed, you'll chase quick wins instead of staying consistent. That's not a discipline problem. That's a foundation problem. So before investing, you need one thing locked in. A buffer between you and life. Not 6 months of savings. Not some impossible number. Just enough breathing room so money stops feeling like an emergency every week. This brings us to the real first step. Before you invest, you need a starter emergency fund. Not a perfect emergency fund. A functional one. For most people, that's $1,000 to $2,000. Why this matters? This fund turns emergencies into inconveniences. Car repair? Covered. Medical bill? Managed. Unexpected expense? Annoying but not devastating. Without this, every problem becomes debt. With it, problems stay small. And here's what most people get wrong. They try to build this fund after they start investing. That's backwards. Because the moment something goes wrong, guess where the money comes from? Your investments. And now you're training yourself to associate investing with stress, loss, and regret. What actually works is boring, but powerful. Pause investing. Build the buffer. Then move forward. This isn't quitting. This is setting yourself up to win. Now, let's talk about the next thing you must fix before investing. Cash flow. You cannot invest consistently if your money leaks every month. I'm not talking about cutting all joy. I'm talking about awareness. Most people don't know where their money actually goes. They just know it disappears. Here's a simple reality check. If your income minus your expenses equals 0 or negative, investing will always feel forced. And forced investing never lasts. What people usually do, they try to invest whatever is left over. But there's never anything left over. What works instead? You intentionally create a small, predictable surplus. That might mean renegotiating one bill, canceling one subscription, adjusting one habit, not your entire lifestyle. You don't need perfection. You need margin. Even $100 a month of margin changes everything. Because now investing isn't competing with rent, food, or gas. It has its own lane. This next part is where most people mess up, so don't tune out. Before investing, you must deal with toxic debt. Not all debt. Toxic debt. High-interest credit cards. Payday loans. Anything with interest so high it works against you every single month. Here's the math nobody likes to talk about. If your credit card charges 20% interest, paying it off is a guaranteed 20% return. There is no safe investment that beats that. So when someone says, "Should I invest or pay off my credit cards?" the answer is usually clear. And no, this doesn't mean you have to be debt-free before investing. It means you can't ignore the debt that's actively dragging you backward. What people do wrong. They invest $200 a month while interest eats $300. It feels productive, but they're losing ground. What actually works? Reduce the drag first. Then invest with momentum. This is how you stop feeling like you're running uphill. Let's do a quick reality check, because honesty matters. This is not a 30-day transformation. This is not a viral money glow-up. If you're starting from $0 to $5,000, here's a realistic timeline. First few months. Build the starter emergency fund. Stabilize cash flow. Reduce financial stress. Next phase. Handle high-interest debt. Create consistency. Learn investing without pressure. Only then, you start investing, and it feels calm, not scary. What not to do. Don't chase hot stocks. Don't gamble because you feel behind. Don't compare yourself to people who started 10 years earlier. The biggest trap beginners fall into is urgency. Wealth is not built by rushing. It's built by staying in the game. So what's the one thing you should do today? Not tomorrow. Not next month. Today. Open a savings account, separate from your checking, and label it buffer or emergency. Set up an automatic transfer. Even $25. Even $50. That's it. No apps. No spreadsheets. No investing platforms yet. Just one small system that protects future you. Because once you have stability, investing stops feeling like a gamble and starts feeling like a plan. If you're building wealth from zero and you want clear, realistic guidance without the hype, subscribe. This channel isn't about shortcuts. It's about building something that actually lasts. This is your roadmap from zero to wealth.